Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode number 12 of the Chop Shop Podcast. As always, it's your boy TK, joined by my co-host, my dog, Mr. Jermaine JP Powell. Bro, what's good?
Man, I'm good. I'm just laughing at this banner you got going across the bottom of the screen. For I'm sure everybody picked up on it.
Hey, if I'm lying, I'm flying, dog. Look, man. Hey,
Oh my god!
since the beginning, man, I have said in AA I trust.
Right.
And honestly, and he hadn't done anything to shake my trust or change those feelings. But out of everything he's did, Will Smith has proved to be the worst move he's made, giving him that $13 million. And honestly, that's not even on AA because you saw what Will did last year in the World Series, but he ain't it this year. And he must go. And I hate to even start the show off with that, man. So we'll talk a little more about Will, in a little bit.
Guys.
But I did want to start show off, on a sad note. We had a former Brave pass away. Former outfield. I think it was about 96, 97.
Yeah, he was on that championship team.
Yeah, Dwight Smith. He passed away at the age of 50. Yeah, he was the 95 team that won the World Series. But yeah, he passed away recently.
Yep.
Played in the majors for 8 years. He spent times with us, with the Cubs, with the Angels, and with the Orioles. So condolences to his family, his friends, his former teammates, the organization. He was, and even though he didn't spend a long time with the Braves, he was still a part of the Braves alumni. He was there for like the alumni weekends, and he's a part of the family, man. So deepest condolences to his wife Cheryl. I think he had 2 daughters and a son. His son played in the league as well.
Yeah, he did. I was reading that his son played a little time in the league. So yeah, man, that's
58, man. That's young, man. And I don't know what happened. I didn't dig into it, but again, condolences to his family, friends, and everybody who knew and loved him.
Right.
So it's been a little bit, man. We took a little bit out because we had the All-Star break. But we back, and this week we're gonna do something a little different. We're doing our mid-season awards. Who we picked as the various things thus far in the season, man. I think some of the things that we have, a couple of them may be surprising, but the rest of you may be like, no shit. But before we get into that, man, talk a little injuries, roster updates.
Yeah.
The biggest news from that, of course, we lost Adam Duvall.
Yep.
He's out for the year. He jammed his wrist on the wall. Damn Ohtani. Chasing the ball, hit by Ohtani. He's out for the rest of the year.
Yep.
And with him leaving, they brought back Mike Ford from Gwinnett, who didn't do anything for as much when he was here. So we'll talk a little more about that, as well, his replacement and all that. But yeah, he tore his left tendon in his left wrist. Expected to be back next year. And this was his last year on the contract, wasn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, he only came back with a 1 year.
So I'm thinking he may return at a reduced rate.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that they'll have him back if he wants to come back. So hopefully that works out. But if it doesn't, salute to him for the contributions he made to us last year,
Right.
championship run so far this year. And I hope he have a speedy recovery and a quick return. Um, we also had right-handed pitcher Darren O'Day.
Yep.
He's been out with a strained left calf. He was placed on IR back in mid July, like the 12th, 13th.
Mm-hmm.
Um, they still don't know when he's coming back, so we'll see what happened with that. And we also got Kirby Yates, who had the Tommy John
Yeah.
last year. And the Braves signed, gave him a 2-year deal, knowing he was gonna miss as much as he did. But he's supposed to be back uh, early August. So we get a little help in that bullpen because Will Smith ain't it. He got to go.
Woo, boy.
But yeah, man. So that's what we got. Thus far.
Right.
With the injuries and all of that. So looking forward to those guys coming back healthy, man.
Man, I was actually looking for AA to make a move, especially with Duvall being out for the year. But I think what they're trying to do since the return of Eddie Rosario came back, Ozuna, he platoons over in left field and he plays a little DH. So I think what they're going to do is probably go by committee because the other two spots are filled. You got Michael Harris in center, you got Acuna over in right. So I think they're going to have Rosario over there, probably Mike Ford. They'll have Osuna over there, and I think that's what they're going to try to do. And our boy Heredia has actually looked good when he's gotten in the game.
Yeah,
other than the sword chopping out the dugout, but he's actually had some key hits, and so. I think they're going to try to fill it by platoon. I think is what they're going to do.
He should be well rested. So,
I wasn't going to go there, but
just being real, man. Like he should be primed and ready to go.
Yeah,
he don't have the same aches, bumps, and bruises as everybody else.
no.
Doesn't have the same wear and tear. So, this could be a good thing, man. If he can pull it together, but. We'll get into that in a little bit. Because Adam Duvall is a topic of our buy ourselves, so we'll definitely get off into that.
Mm-hmm.
But what we gonna start off with, man? We gonna start off with our mid-season awards. We have best relief pitcher, best starting pitcher. We got rookie of the year so far. Most improved player thus far, and MVP, team MVP. So that being said, we're gonna kick things off. Starting with best reliever. Okay. We got Kenley Jansen, Charlie McHugh, and Jesse Chavez.
Oh, so I'm up first, huh?
Yeah, so I'm gonna let you go first and tell me who you think is the best reliever so far this year and why.
Actually, these are the top three choices, and really the only three choices that you should have, especially if you're a Brave fan and watch mostly all the games. And I would say, right now, mine is going to be Jansen. Even though he takes you on a whirlwind adventure, not bad as Will Smith, but he still has 23 saves on the season. When he comes in, you feel about as confident as you can that he's going to get the job done, but his numbers don't lie. He's like, I think, fourth in the league right now in saves at 23. So I'm going to go with Kenley Jansen, although Jesse was my second choice in that. But yeah, Kenley gets my best reliever to this point.
Yeah, and what's amazing about that is that he missed 2.5 weeks or so.
He did.
With the regular heartbeat. But yeah, he's my choice as well because again, Will Smith must go, and he at the time he went down, he was second, I believe.
He was
in saves, and we missed him because Will Smith. You saw what he did or didn't do, and you had Tyler Massick. He did what he could, but yeah, man, I like Jesse Chavez. He's a good innings eater. Um, he he doesn't give up a lot of hits, and like looking at his numbers, man, in all of July, I think he didn't give up a single run and maybe 4 hits,
Yeah,
and
I
I
got
think
some of them later.
27 innings pitched. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, we agree, man. So our best reliever thus far of the year is Mr. Kenley Jansen.
Oh yeah.
All right, next up, most improved player, Max Fried, Dansby, and Kyle Wright.
Now Aldi shift to the shortstop
man.
side, swing and a miss. That's a 707. 1-2.
Struggle with this one, TK. Struggle with this one. Man, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna give you a little breakdown of a couple of them. Dansby, of course, he always notoriously starts slow, but this year was the exact opposite. Dansby has been cooking from the beginning. He had a little small slump where he went down, but for the year, he's been overall consistent. So Dansby is a logical choice, but I'm gonna go with Cal Wright, man. When you talk about the pitching staff, of course, Max Fried is the first one that you think of, but
Right.
Cal Wright has the most wins on the year. Is he at 11 or 12 this year, I think?
He's at 12 now, leading the majors.
Yeah, he's at 12, leading the majors, and quietly leading the majors at that. He hadn't really had just a terrible outing. He just kind of goes about his deal. So I'm going to go with most improved as Cal Wright.
So I hear what you're saying, and you look at
I know where you're going.
Kyle Wright numbers. Like you said, he's leading the league with 12 wins. He was the first one. I think somebody else got 12. I can't remember who it is, but he was the first National League pitcher to get 12 wins.
I think all the Dodgers have 12 now.
Yeah, but when he got that 12, he became the first Braves pitcher to outright lead the league in wins since Russ Ortiz did it back in 2003.
Wow.
But, you look at his numbers. At the break, he was 11-4, 2.95 ERA, 36 runs he gave up, 107 Ks, 230 batting average against with a 1.15 whip. You look at Dansby, right?
Mm-hmm.
So at the break, he hit 294, 353 on base percentage, 481 slugging, 15 home runs, 53 RBIs.
Yeah.
Now you compare that to last year where he hit 248, 27 home runs, 88 RBIs, 760 OPS. He is about to crush all of that.
Yeah, he is.
Like he may hit, I say maybe 30, 32 home runs, but he's probably going to double his RBI total.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's still going to finish around 300 hitting.
Yeah.
So you look at those numbers in a vacuum and you say he's an easy choice as well. But then you look at Max Fried.
Mm-hmm.
He's 14-7 last year. This year he's won. What is he? 10-4.
Yeah.
11. Oh no, he's 11-4. He won the last game.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. He did win last game. You're right.
Yeah. He's 11-4. He's 1-1 since the break. Since he came back from the break. But you look at his numbers last year. He won 14 last year. 14-7. He averaged about 5 2/3 innings a start. 227 batting average against, 109 whip, and he averaged about 8.6 Ks per 9 innings, right?
Mm-hmm.
This year, we gave you the win total. He's upped it a little bit. He's averaging about 6 1/3 innings per, giving up 235 batting average against, 106 whip, but he's averaging 9.6 Ks per 9 inning. So you compare what he did last year to what he's doing this year. It's kind of 1-1. It's not a huge difference. And Kyle he didn't pitch much at all last year,
No.
So it's kind of it was hard for me to say he's the most improved because there
Right.
really wasn't much of a baseline. But since he did pitch last year, I can see why you say him. But I'm going with my boy Dansby.
Oh, I already knew. and hey, he's deserving of it, man, because it's been several stretches this year that Dansby been the best player on the Braves, period.
Yes. And you go back to maybe episode 7 or 8. I think we actually talked about this, who it maybe it's 6. Anyway, who's the best, Brave at the time. And it was Dansby, and it wasn't even close. This is before, Riley went on his tear, before he, started hitting all these home runs, and everybody else was struggling like crazy. Duval was struggling, and Dansby was the reason, dog. Like we wasn't 10, 12 games under 500.
Yeah, and like you said, he was the best player on the team, and it wasn't even close at one point.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm gonna give it to my boy Dansby.
Not mad at that.
So shout out to Big Dansby.
Represent ATL.
For the A. So we're gonna keep it going. Mid-season rookie of the year. Now honestly, it's only two candidates, dog.
This is the one I struggled with. I went back and forth. I wrote down my pick. I went back and changed it. I wrote down again. Both of these guys came up from Double A, if I'm not mistaken. I know Harris did, and Strider came straight from Double A too, right? Yeah. Expectations are usually, you have to go through the trip to Gwinnett before you make it up. Never really heard of him, although we had highlighted Michael Harris in our prospects group earlier, on the prospect of the week. He was like, 3 in a row, I think, prospect of the week. So
3 in a row.
I'm gonna start with Harris, man. For this kid to come up and do what he has done, playing in the pressure of his hometown, he's I think 30 minutes outside of Atlanta, or right in Atlanta he's from. For him to come up, man, he's quiet, seemed like a quiet kid, very poised. He's won some games. He's had some big clutch hits in the game. The defense is more than what anybody thought could be. He solidified that spot, because at one time we were thinking, okay, well, we hope he stays up here. We hope they don't send him down. I don't think we got to worry about that anymore. Now, on the other hand, you look at Spencer Strider. He's coming in with a bullpen. You got Wright, as we talked about, been pitching very well. You got Max that's been lights out, and we know what Max is going to bring. Ian Anderson, of course, is not doing what we thought. We'll get to him later, but you kind of needed somebody else in that rotation, and here you bring this rookie up from Double A, man, throwing 100-mile-per-hour fastballs, and he's been way better than advertised. So, man, this is almost like a coin flip. It's a shame that one of them has to lose it. But right now, I don't want to do it because you're making me pick one. But right now, I'm gonna go with Spencer Strider, and the reason being, he's actually helped hold down that starting pitching spot that we need. With we needed somebody in that spot, and he's came in and pitched very well. When he went against the Dodgers, in that big game we had against them, shoot, he went toe for toe with them.
Yeah, he
only
did.
giving up like one hit. So I don't want to do it, but I'm going with Spencer Strider for Rookie of the Year at this point.
Okay, so you look. I'm gonna start with Harris, just like you did. Everything you said, but you look at I look at everything in totality, man, and the change that happened with the entire team when he came up, like he was that catalyst that got Duval started, and he solidified that whole outfield, defensively and offensively, honestly. And you look at his numbers, he's hitting 283. 319 on base percentage, almost 500 slugging. And you see the five tools. He's got 11 stolen bases with not being caught. 8 home runs, 26 RBIs, right? But then when you go into the splits of his numbers and really, look at the heart of his numbers, and the one thing that really got me was his ability to produce with 2 outs, right?
Oh yeah.
And his ability to produce with runners in scoring position. That's what really got me. The runners in scoring position, Michael Harris is batting .364 with a 404 on base percentage, 614 slugging with 2 home runs and 21 RBIs.
And he hadn't even been here the whole year.
And hadn't been the whole year. And that's him hitting in the 9th spot.
Mm-hmm.
So you getting that high quality production from the back end of your lineup, and you look at the Vegas odds, he skyrocketed up the odds chart as far as rookie of the year. Actually, right now is him and Strider 1 and 2. So you look at that, and he's played in 53 games this season. He really did his thing in July, man, leading up to the break. He had 4 homers and 7 steals in July.
Right.
So he's doing his thing. Now you got Spencer Strider. He's leading all rookies with 100, and at the time at the break he had 114 strikeouts. He's leading all rookies. He had a 4-3 record, ERA just slightly over 3, 74 in his pitch. He had like the 3rd lowest batting average against at 180 this season with a 105 whip. And he's Vegas's front runner to win. But you look at him right now, his ERA is 270. No, I'm sorry. In July, the month of July, 270 ERA, 41 strikeouts in 26 2/3 innings. And his K per 9 innings is just ridiculous, like 13 and a half. He throwing it up there. So long story short, man, I agree. I love Harris, but
it was hard, man. It was hard.
Yeah. Especially when you factor in how he changed the complexion of the whole team, with him coming up and stepping into that spot. But, man, Strider has really solidified that back end.
Yes.
And I think if we can start getting 6 1/3 and 6 2/3 out of him every start, we're gonna be cooking with gas. But right now, Spencer Strider is rookie of the year.
And both on those rookies, man, like you said, they both solidified spots that we needed. The outfield, with Duvall playing center field, which he shouldn't have been playing, and then you got Strider when we needed that other starter. And man, both of those guys have the poise of 10-year vets.
Yeah,
I wouldn't have thought neither one was a rookie if you could just fast forward and show me their film now. I would not think neither one was a rookie. So yeah, Braves AA done his thing with that.
Yeah, he did, man, and that's what gives me so much excitement and hope about this last draft. But that's neither here nor there. All right. Best starting pitcher, you got Max Fried, and of course Kyle Wright.
Well, this one is going to be short and sweet. I gave my most improved to my boy Kyle Wright, but Max Fried is the most. He's the most dominant pitcher right now, not only on the Braves staff, but he's arguably one of the most dominant pitchers in the MLB, especially when he's on his game. He very rarely has a terrible outing. He took a kind of uncharacteristic loss the other day to the Nationals. But yeah, it's Max Fried, man. It's no reason to really go in a whole bunch of detail with that one. It's just Fried all day.
I was 100% free myself. And then again, I started going back and looking at the highlights and some of the different games, and
Sometimes they come with oh yes.
I came away with the sense that he's Freed is still the best starting pitcher. But the gap isn't that big. You know what I'm saying?
That's a good thing.
Yeah. Like we have a formidable 1-2 punch, honestly, with these two guys.
Yeah, that's for sure.
But again, you look at what the difference for me was the amount of quality starts that Max Fried had. Like if you look at he's 11-4 right now. He honestly should be probably 14-3.
I can buy
honestly, because he's had a couple 2 or 3 outs where he's went 7 1/3, 7 2/3, 8 innings. Giving up 1 run, 2 runs, and the bats was just dead as a doornail when he should have won, or as you can see at the bottom, Will Smith gave it up. So. I think he's been a more dominant pitcher.
Yeah,
I think Kyle Wright has better run support than Max has had.
that's a fair way to put it. Yeah,
and just better luck, man. Just to be honest with you, but yeah, I do agree, man. With the quality starts and how dominant Max has looked, he's definitely best starting pitcher.
Yep.
Shout out to Big Maximus.
Max be locked in on the mound, don't
Yeah, he do, man. He be looking angry as hell.
he?
Moving on.
Oh,
Mid-season MVP. You got Dansby, your boy Austin, and Max Fried.
Well, another one that's short and sweet. Anybody that's listening to the show, and I hope everybody's listening, tuning in.
I know what you gonna say.
Y'all already know where I'm going. It's my boy Austin Riley, straight out of Mississippi, man. I'm telling you, this kid, man, he should have been the MVP last year. Or if not, definitely should have been the first runner-up from it. Along with Dansby, he started a little bit after Dansby did, but man, it was both of them for a while carrying the load, and Austin has just been consistent at the plate with the power, even flashing some defense out in the field. But yeah, hitting that 4th spot, it's Riley, man. Austin Riley's mid-season MVP, followed closely by Dansby.
So we looking at these highlights. You see your boy Fried up there dealing, but as you see Riley, you can hear Riley. Man, his bat has been just automatic.
Yeah,
he has been lights out. And playing that hot corner, man. His defense hadn't stuttered. Like he's been the most consistent this last month or so.
Yeah, he really has.
Like since June, the Braves have the best record in baseball, and he and Dansby have both been, huge parts of that.
Right.
You look at. I'm gonna start with Dansby, right? So at the break, he was 4th among NL position players with a WAR of 4.4. 294, 353 on base percentage, 41 slugging, 15 home runs, 53 RBIs. But let me tell you what has been the huge difference though with Dansby. He has been lights out, automatic with runners in scoring position. Very, very, very dependable.
Yeah.
Now he doesn't have the maximum amount of home runs that Austin has. Austin, what, third in the league with 28, 29, somewhere up in there.
Yeah.
But with runners in scoring position, Dansby is hitting 338 with 413 on base, 600 slugging, 6 home runs, 43 RBI. 43. You know.
Yeah.
So you know, you have to look at that. That holds a lot of weight with me. You know what I'm saying? But then you look at what Austin has done. Up until the other night, he had Major League Baseball longest hit streak of the year, 15 games. He was 8th in WAR with 3.6,
Mm-hmm.
third highest home run total in Major League Baseball.
Right.
52 extra base hits, 2 behind his teammate Matt Olson. Runners in scoring position, he's hitting 263, 6 home runs, 34 RBIs.
Mm-hmm.
So you know they're both producing, but everybody loved the long ball. You know what I'm saying? And the I think the flash and sizzle is what's is what puts him ahead. You know, Max Fried was up there, and you know he's doing his thing,
Mm-hmm.
but you know I because they play every day. I don't think a pitcher would ever be like.
Yeah, it would be hard. Yeah,
it would be very hard. You know, for me.
Unless you got Bob Gibson numbers from back in the day.
I mean, yeah,
nobody ever hit on him for the freaking whole season. But
right. If you got 28, you know, quality starts and you won 26 of them, you know. But for me, you know, I just couldn't put him ahead of either one of those two. But I know you know, you gonna go with your boy Riley.
Yeah.
And honestly, man, I'm gonna go with your boy Riley too.
But I can make a case for your boy Swanson though, because it was Swanson, man, that carried his team when all the doubt was in the beginning, when they started out slow.
Yeah.
It was Swanson that kept them above water. So
yeah.
I could actually make a very good case for Dansby along with the numbers that you said. So the great thing about this, man, if you look at all these awards that you came up with, man, all of them were really close, which is a good thing. I mean, you have more than one person producing at a high level. So
yes.
Yeah, so if we can keep that up, I think we'll be just fine.
I mean, there really are no losers in this except us when we have to put Will Smith out there. Will Smith must go. Oh no, that's gonna stay. That ticker is gonna stay until it just unnecessary.
Thank you for what you did. Appreciate the ring on the way out, but man, my gosh. Woo.
Yeah, he must go.
Yeah.
But you know, man, so we did the little wars, man, and again, you look at like you said, the totality of it. There are no losers in this.
No.
When you have all of these guys who are producing and you know getting numbers like they are, you really can't be mad at that, man.
No.
And that's why we have, you know, the best record in baseball since June. You know, that's why we fighting with the Mets after being down 11 games. So and hopefully, you know, AA comes through and gets us, you know, somebody else to help us. So
yeah.
So what we got up now, man? We got the games from last week, last Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. You had the Braves going against the Angels, so we'll cover that a little bit. They whooped our ass that first game, dog.
No, that not the first game. We won the first game.
I thought we. No, I'm sorry. That was the first game. We beat them 8-1.
Yeah, we had Otani's number.
Yeah, everybody was talking about Shohei Ohtani and him showing up and doing his thing. And
He got
we
rep.
had that huge was the
Yep.
seventh inning where we scored 7 runs in the bottom of the 7th.
And who came through was one of our personnel that knows him better than anybody, Matt Olson, pitching
Right.
against him in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
in the AL West all those years. He knows him. So yeah, he came through with a huge bomb against Ohtani. But yeah, I was really tuned into that one because I wanted to see, you don't get to see Ohtani a lot except for highlights. I don't know, you can't really find a lot of Angel games. So I was really wanting to see them. And I'll say this, he's good as advertised, man. That guy
Oh,
is
yeah.
that guy's freaking amazing. But I was happy to see the Braves get the best of him in that 8-1 victory on that opening night.
Oh yeah. It was a good victory, man. I think everybody was hitting home runs. You had who all was it? You had
Olsen was a shot, I know.
you had Olsen, you had Ozuna, Arcia came through.
Yep.
So we had quite a bit of people hit home runs, man. So
Dylan
yeah.
Lee came in to get the win in that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's actually looked pretty good out the bullpen too.
We need it because you see it. Yeah. Matter of fact, he came in, he pitched the inning. He only pitched 1 inning, got 3 strikeouts. Matter of fact.
He got the win in that one though. I mean, it was never really decided. It was 8-1, so he came in at that big inning though, is what happened.
That's what it was. Yeah, because Charlie, unlike last night, the other night, Charlie came in, had 7 Ks, didn't give up any runs.
Right.
And that that's really bothers me about him, man. Because he, you get some outings where you like, okay, now we got 3 viable starters, in the 1, 2, 3 spot.
Mm-hmm.
And then he'll give you a game when he, doesn't give up any runs, maybe 1 run, 7, 8 Ks. As soon as you think that he's there, he come back next week and he give up 5 runs.
Right.
It's like he is the epitome of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, bro.
Another 1-year contract.
Yeah, I think he done. He's 38, 39. I don't think
No.
I don't think he's gonna do much more. So yeah, then you had second game. We put up 7 runs, beat him 7-2. That's your boy Riley broke out.
Yep.
In that game, what did he go?
Right.
Yeah, he went. Kyle was on the mound,
Yep.
and Austin went 3 for 4. 3 for 4. Hit another home run.
Yep.
Like
Cal Wright picked up his 12th victory of the season on that one.
Yeah, and he actually had a nice one. He went 6. He went 6. I think he had 7 Ks, 8 Ks. He gave up the 1 home run.
Right.
But yeah, he did well, man. He looked the part. But again, man, like I think with Anderson and Will Smith and some, we really need guys to really be able to get that 6 2/3, that's 7 innings, man. Because we asking a lot of the bullpen. Because Strider doesn't go very long, Morton doesn't go very long. Kyle Wright, mixed bag.
Yep.
Max is about the only one you can count on to maybe get you to about 7, close to 7 minutes. So, we need more. But staying with that game, Michael Harris, he had a couple hits.
Yep.
Who else? Oh, that was the game that Duvall got hurt.
Yep.
As well. So yeah, we won that one 7-2. and then to
God
close out the
bless.
series, they cooked they cooked them, dog.
And let me say something about that, man. What is it about the Braves playing on Sundays? I don't know what it is about the Braves, but if you go back and look, there's a pattern of them losing a lot of Sundays, especially
Yep.
if they've won the first two games of the series. I don't know what happens in that last series, but that 9-1 game was pretty embarrassing. Of course, Ian Anderson took the L in that one on the mound, but
Shocking.
we were never in that game.
Of course, I mean, listen, man. When you give up 5 runs in the top of the first inning,
Yeah,
you know, what do you expect? He went 3 innings, bro. 5 runs, 8 hits, 3 walks. Matter of fact, he gave up 7 runs. He's responsible for 7. 7 of the 9 in only 3 innings, with
yeah.
5 coming in the top of the first.
I don't care how good your offense is. If you giving up 5 runs in the first inning, I mean that's almost a guaranteed L.
I- I'm telling you,
It's,
I'm,
I
I'm,
mean,
I'm telling you that is about as almost as guaranteed as Will Smith blowing the game.
yeah,
Like
pretty much.
you give up 5 in the first, you might as well start making plans for the next game. Sometimes the way it be looking, man. But they closed the week out 2-1 against the Angels,
Yeah,
and I mean they were what 14 games on the 500. So it
and
was one of
came
those
in on a 7-game losing streak.
on a 7-game losing streak. So I ain't mad that they lost, but I really expected a sweep with
Yeah,
them. It's especially coming off of the break.
yep,
Guys had 3-4 days, outside of the 6 that made it, to the All-Star game, but
right.
the rest of the guys had, 3-4 days to recoup, relax, chill with the family, and heal up a little bit. And I was expecting a sweep, but it it is what it is, man.
Yeah,
So
but my philosophy is win series, especially against teams you supposed to be winning. If you're not gonna sweep them, at least take 2 out of 3, and that leads us into our next series.
yeah,
Those pesky freaking Phillies, man.
yeah, man. Normally after we cover the week, man, we do bombs of the week, but I don't have any bombs of the week this week, man. I think we only had like 3 home runs,
Yeah,
and 2 of them was Riley. No, we had 4. Ozuna, Riley,
and Olsen.
Olsen, and Arcia.
Yeah, yeah, he did. I forgot about that one.
Yeah, he had, I think, that first game. But yeah, man. So before we slide over into talking about the upcoming games for this week, of course we got the Phillies right now. I want to go into my favorite, buy or sell. Buy or sell.
I'm at 35 down, 40, 40, now 5 at a down, bear down, 45, 45 at a down, bear down, 50, I'm at 45 at a down, bear down, 50, sold.
Now, starting off, I want to talk about. No, I don't want to talk about. I don't want to talk about him just yet.
Okay.
Let's start with this guy, Ian Anderson. So, point blank, man, he got to go. Buy or sell, it's time to send Ian Anderson down to AAA.
Hurry up and buy. Yes, it's time to send him down to AAA. I don't want to give up on Ian just yet, but I think sometime when you send a guy down to AAA, they work it out in the minors, they get the confidence back, or they work out the fundamentals, or whatever the case is. So I'm not going to write him off, but Yeah, it's time to send him down. I mean, if AA, like you say in AA, we trust maybe he'll bring in another arm, or if not, heck, at this point, I'd rather see Jesse Chavez come out there and we'll do a bullpen by committee or something. But Ian Anderson, yeah, it's time for him to move down.
So I mean, you kind of touched on what you would do if you send him down.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we have other arms. We have Bryce Elder.
Yeah.
God, who was Tucker Davidson. And you got the kid in Gwinnett. God, what's his name? His name escapes me right now. So you have all of these other options, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I honestly think at this time, you might as well give them a shot to see what you got, because Anderson is struggling.
Yeah.
And when I say send him to AAA, that's not saying he's bad. That's not saying he can't be, he's not redeemable. That's just saying something's wrong and he needs to step away from the bigs to figure it out. Because the last thing they want to do is mess him up completely.
Correct.
Completely lose his confidence. And have him shook. Because like he's shown promise, man.
Yes.
Before the break, he doesn't have 8 wins for nothing. Let's be real. Now, a couple of them, he gave a bunch of runs and the offense bailed him out. But he has he's shown, toughness here and there. He's shown the ability to get out of jams. But these last 6, 7, maybe 8 starts, he just hadn't shown anything, man.
No.
Kyle Muller, that's his name.
Yeah.
Kid over in Gwinnett. Now, over his last 8 starts, he has a ERA of 2.25 in AAA Gwinnett. So, and he matter of fact, he pitched once this year. This is like at the start of the year, I believe. He got rocked too, though.
When they was figuring out that rotation,
yeah, he only pitched 2 2/3. I think he had like 6 walks. But again, man, like you have to, you can't keep throwing Kyle out there.
No, and it doesn't have to be a permanent move, like you said. I mean, maybe it's mechanics, maybe it's confidence or something, because we know what he can do. Ian looked at him, last season against the Astros on the biggest of stages against the Dodgers. You saw what he did, so you know what he's capable of doing. But it's not, like you said, it's not a knock. But sometimes you have to go back and get whatever you need and come back. I expect to see him back if they do indeed send him down. But right now, something got to give.
Yeah, and again, that's nothing. That's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
So
I take it you buying that one.
Yeah, I'm definitely buying that. Man. I'm definitely buying every bit of that, man.
Yeah.
And again, it's not a knock on him.
Mm-mm.
It's just the reality of it all, bro. So let's go with this one.
Okay.
Your boy Cunha, he's been struggling.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's focus. I don't know if he's still worried about the injury or what. But buy or sell, Ronald Acuna Jr. will continue to struggle second half of the season.
I'm gonna sell that, and I'm gonna honestly, I expect him to come out much better, and I really think he looks around. He's at the top of that lineup, and I think he looks around at Matt Olson. He's looking at Riley now, looking at Dansby Swanson, and they all producing. They having a pop, and he's not doing it. So I think he's doing a little too much, trying to do too much right now. I think if he just slow down, let the game come to him. Every run is not going to be a home run. We need you on base sometime because he has probably the best wheels on the team. So I think if he just slow down, let the game come to him and not try to do too much, I think he'd be fine. But I definitely don't expect him to struggle in the second half.
I think he'll pull it together, man.
Yeah, I do.
I think like you said, he'll see, all that's going on. I honestly think they need to move him out of the top of the lineup.
They had Michael Harris at the top of the lineup
The other night.
Yeah.
And we saw what happened with that.
Yeah.
He went 0 for 4, but yeah, that was his first go round, man. I don't know what's eating Acuna right now, man. Because you have one, and what's crazy is he's not having a bad year. He's just not. He's not having an Acuna-esque type of year that we're used to. But I mean, he's only a career 278 hitter,
right?
And I just think the it's more of the expectations that was heaped upon him versus the reality of what we're seeing.
Right.
Because when he's hot, he's hot. You saw June he went through a 5 or 6 game tell where he was knocking people over and getting big hits and making plays, but you can also see the lapses in focus and judgment in what he's doing. So, man, maybe they'll sit him down and see what's up. But I mean, he's not going anywhere.
Oh no,
he's locked in. But yeah, so I was gonna say I'm selling it too. Like, I'm selling the hell out of it. I think he'll be fine. He'll pull it together.
Let me add to that, Tyrus. On one condition, he'll be fine.
Okay.
If they don't have that same guy that was throwing them damn balls to him at the home run derby, he'll be okay.
Man, that was so trash.
I had to text you about that. I was like, what is he doing?
That was trash, dog. Like, who paid you to do that, bro?
This guy throwing high and inside. I'm like, what is?
I think somebody from the Marlins was paying him to embarrass Acuna, hit him or something, man, because they can't stand him.
Fast too. I was like, what is he doing?
Hey, dude was really pitching like it was a real game, like it was bottom of the 8th, and we had 2 outs and a man on second and third, and Acuna was up the bat. He was really throwing it up there,
and he still hit 18 homers.
Right, he still got it in.
Yeah, I had to throw that jab in there, man, because I know a lot of Braves fans around the Twitter and all the different groups, man. They were like, "That's some crap."
Yeah, it really was. It really was. Okay. I got one more. I'm gonna throw out there. I didn't add it. I don't know what happened, but it's got to do with Adam Duvall.
Okay.
Losing Adam Duvall will be huge for this team.
You don't have an in-between one, huh? It's either a buy or sell.
Buy or sell.
I hate to say it, but I'm going to say buy. I think it will be because his playoff experience, his bat has actually picked up because he was awful at the beginning of the season. He's a pretty sure-handed fielder out there in left field too. So, yeah, I'm going to say it's going to be huge.
So I'm gonna be real, man. I'm gonna buy this as well.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm gonna buy it, and the reason why I'm buying it of course, you got the playoff
Hmm.
experience that you talked about. Now when he got hurt, he had started back struggling at the plate. For a while. He was on the tear as well. I mean, he was gonna get you 230, 240 average, nothing spectacular. He was gonna drop some bombs on him.
Right.
But defensively, he was good out there. He was more sure handed than Ozuna would ever dream to be.
Oh yeah.
Um, but the reason why it'll be huge, in my opinion, is because the Braves can't go out and replace him.
No.
So you know how we lost Acuna last year. AA when it worked his magic,
He
with
did.
Solar and hell Duval
Yep.
and Jock,
Yep.
that MF for Jock. Um, they can't do it this year.
No.
For one, the farm system pretty much got depleted
Yeah, it's
when
done.
they went and got Matt Olson.
They
Now,
did.
you got some players like what I talked about earlier, three pitchers, Kyle and Elder and Davidson.
Hmm.
And you also got, my boy Vaughn Grissom
Yeah.
that's been moved up to Double A. But like I don't I don't see them mortgaging any more of their future for another fielder
No, you don't have it.
when they need a starting pitcher.
Yeah. I'd rather
So
roll with the platoon like we talked about earlier at
yeah,
left field and get a pitcher. Yeah, that's what I'd rather do.
yeah. So that's why, because it's extenuating circumstances, why it won't, it's going to be huge, because again, you depending on Ozuna, Heredia. Hopefully we get NLDS Eddie Rosario.
Yeah, and don't forget Mike Ford, which I don't know why the heck they brought him back, but maybe they see something I don't. Maybe he'll turn it around. I mean, but yeah, right now I'm hoping Rosario, like you said, returns to form, and we can, when he needs a break, put Ozuna over there. Maybe I guess, and Heredia every
You,
seventh day, maybe or something. But
you also got Contreras. He can play right field,
he can, he
you
can.
know, but I don't think you want to go that route. So hopefully that platoon of the guys we name, it is more so about defense with me than offense, because
Right.
let's be real, man. Ozuna and Duval was having a similar year
Yeah.
as far as production. Ozuna sitting at what, 230, 18 home runs,
A
um,
quiet 18 home run.
a quiet one. Uh, and you got Heredia, who's well rested. But I think Eddie Rosario is the key, dog.
Yeah.
I think if you get him turned around to where just over the remainder of the season, regular season,
Hmm.
from this point moving forward, he hits 260, 270. You
Right.
know, we good.
Yeah.
Good, because that means you got a serviceable left fielder,
Hmm.
both offensively and defensively. Rosario defense ain't bad.
No, it's not.
You know, you just worry about his offense, and if he can bounce back from the abomination we saw starting the year off. So
Whew.
because of all of that, is why I'm buying that is gonna be hard, be devastating on this team.
Correct.
Like we already lost Albies.
Mm.
Now you got another starter going down. Like, we can't afford for anybody
No.
else
Uh-uh.
to get hurt.
Not at all.
Nobody. So hopefully those guys we talked about will pull it together, man, and we'll be just fine.
And AA, he's gonna be working the phones. He's gonna be trying to work his magic. Like you say, we're a little hand strapped right now with the foreign system being depleted. But that's what teams do when they're in win now mode. And the Braves are in win now mode. This is not a rebuild. This is trying to win another championship. So that's what you do. You have to do that sometime. But this I'm sure this will be for another show. But don't rule out maybe a possible reunion with one or two, or at least one of the people that we had last year that came in at trade deadline. You look at the Giants; they haven't lived up to expectations, like many people thought they had. Jock Peterson is there on a 1-year deal. Who's to say AA may couldn't swing a deal to bring him back to familiarity with Atlanta, which, from what I was told, he really didn't want to leave in the first place. He
Yeah.
wanted to be an everyday player, although he probably wouldn't be one here either.
Nah.
But that could be something to keep an eye on. I was going to add Soler in there, but until the injury, so because he hadn't really been what they thought in Miami either. So
I honestly believe that all eyes and all all things, everybody's concentrating on that staff, on that pitching staff, and getting that quality start. And we'll talk about it because we got a week left for for the deadline. One name that's been popping up a lot, Tyler Mail,
right,
out of Cincy. Maybe what's the other guy's name for the Pirates? I can't remember the pitcher for the Pirates.
He's been popping up a while.
Yeah, his name's been popping up as well. So you got those two guys that they're concentrating on. And I think if that happens, and we still awaiting Mike Soroka, see what happens with him. All things considered, you get one of them and Soroka comes back.
Oh yeah,
I think we really got something going because I don't know who goes where, but you can carry a 6-man rotation.
Oh yeah, definitely. You can always shorten it to 5 if need be. But
yeah, you can carry a 6-man starting rotation up into the postseason. Depending on what Strider does. Because they could possibly move him back to the bullpen if need be, especially if Mike comes back as Mike. You know what I'm saying? And you have that, then you got Freed, you got Mike, you got Morton, you got Kyle Wright, and then whoever they trade for. Because I think a trade's happening.
Oh yeah, it's coming.
It's coming. So. That's something to look forward to. But man, imagine you got you trade for somebody and they say, okay, we gonna put Strider in the bullpen, spot starting. You done faced Max Fried for 7 6 2/3, 7 innings, and then they bring Strider out there throwing 100 miles per hour at you in the 7th inning.
Yep.
7, he can get you 2 killer innings, and then Will Smith is gone. You ain't got to worry about him coming in there.
And we'll just pray when Jansen come out. But
yeah, you just pray when Jansen come out there. Because Will Smith must go.
Yeah. Set the bottom of the ticker, folks.
But I think if they make that type of move, man, to solidify that rotation, that would lessen the severity of not having Adam Duvall as an everyday player.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So we'll see, man.
I definitely agree with that.
So we started back. Seasons, started back up after the break. You just had the Phillies come to town. No, they went to Philly.
No, we went to Philadelphia.
Oh
boy.
So who we got now?
Diamondbacks coming into town.
Yeah, that's right. You got the Diamondbacks coming into town Friday, tomorrow.
Something significant about those D-backs. You remember the only other time we played them this year was at Arizona. We lost the first 2, and that third game started that long winning streak.
Yeah. So hopefully they they start another long streak
Yeah.
because we played we lost to the Angels on Sunday,
Mm-hmm.
and then the Phillies we went to Philadelphia and we lost that first game. First back to back we had in
Yep.
6 weeks.
A long time.
Long time, man. So, it, a matter of fact, we dropped 2 to Philly, man. Which
Yeah, 2 out of 3. We won the middle game.
yeah, so we got to get back to winning ways, man. Like you
Philly's
said,
only 8.5 behind us too.
exactly. Like we looking forward to the Mets, but at the same time, you have to look behind you
Yes.
at Philly, because we're now 3 games behind the Mets, and we both agreed that the Mets ain't happening this year.
No, they're a totally different team. And like I always preach on this show, you know what I said every week: win series, especially against teams you should win against. Now, if you playing the Dodgers or somebody like that, yeah, you can, whatever. But teams like the Diamondbacks, the Phillies, the Angels, who came in on like a 7-game losing streak, you got to
Yeah.
win those series. If not sweep them, you got to go 2 out of 3 of those, or 3 out of 4, whatever the series is. But like this one coming up, the Diamondbacks, you got to get 2 out of 3 from that.
Yeah, you do. You got Madison Bumgarner.
Yep.
On the bump, and he ain't the old Madison, dog. Let's be real. He's 69. He's struggling. You got Kyle Wright pitching for us, so this is one that they need to take.
Yeah, got a former Brave coming back too, and Mike Melanson, the closer for him.
Yeah.
He's actually been doing pretty well with them, but
yeah, he has.
Whew.
But you got they're 8 games under 500. This is one of those teams that you should beat, like we did before. So, what do we got? Three against them?
Yeah, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Yeah,
series.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So I'm predicting we sweep these boys because we need to sweep these boys.
I agree.
And then you got the Mets going against the Marlins. Hopefully the Marlins play them tough like they damn play us tough. And we can get those games back. But yeah, we need to really step on the gas and play through the injuries and keep it going.
So the next 3 we got who's the Cal Wright be starting on tomorrow. You got Ian Anderson on Saturday, and you got Max going Sunday. So we got a good chance to get 2 out of 3.
I ain't gonna say which 2 it is. We already know which 2 it is.
I hope Ian proves us wrong and gives us turn back the clock a little bit for the Saturday matinee game. But we gotta win series, man. We just gotta win series. We can't. I know everybody want to look at the Mets because at one point we were at like 0.5 behind them, and
yeah, this was Sunday night.
Mm-hmm.
This past Sunday night, we were a half game behind the Mets.
Yep.
And now we're 3.
Yeah.
So, we
gotta
just
handle business.
Yeah, just that's all. I ain't worried. I mean, we wasn't worried when we was 7-8 games, back on 500, all that. I ain't worried now. So it is what it is. But yeah, man. So before we get out of here, I got to do my other favorite segment, man, which is prospect of the week. I got to come up with like a cool video or something for this one, to lead it in, kind of like how we do the bums of the week and all of that. But this week,
watched the game he pitched. Yeah.
I mean, you right there, and I've been looking at the schedule, man. I think I'm gonna come home
Yeah, we go catch one, man.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna try to come home for a few days, come Mississippi for a few days, and we can slide up there and catch a game or two, man. Because I love live baseball.
Oh yeah.
But this week's prospect of the week, starting pitcher, Mississippi Braves, Darius Vines.
Mm-hmm.
Now, dude has been on the heater. Month of July, he's been very impressive.
Yeah.
He's a number 11 prospect in the Braves organization. But
Wow, I didn't realize he's 11.
Yeah, he's moved up. Everybody's kind of shifted up with Harris leaving and
Okay, yeah, that's true.
Drew leaving and
Strider, yeah.
Grissom taking off, because Grissom was like 7 or 8. He's jumped to 4. Pretty soon he's gonna be number 1 in the organization where he's going. But back to Mr. Darius Vines.
Mm-hmm.
So he 24-year-old kid. I think he got drafted in 2019, something like that.
Yeah, 7th round pick.
Yeah. But his last 3 outings before this week, 2 of them were scoreless. And in his last outing, he went he allowed 1 hit over 6 scoreless innings, striking out 10. So he's coming into his own lately. In that last game, he struck out 7 of the last 9 batters he faced. He threw 93 pitches, 6 to 8 of them were strikes. And he also has a pretty good strikeout count. He has 114 strikeouts in the 94 innings he's pitched.
Wow.
His ERA is 4.31 and it's getting lower. So this week's prospect of the week, Mississippi Braves, Mr. Darius Vines. So
looking to see more of that kid.
Yeah, man, and that again, that goes to show, the talent that they picking out, man. And we talked about on the last episode the pitches that they added in the draft. Right. So even though they gave up, quite a bit to get Matt Olson, which was a great idea, by the way. They are silently replenishing, just like I use that Alabama analogy, man.
Oh yeah,
Alabama football.
They don't rebuild.
They just replenish and keep going. So that's kind of what I think we see it, man, and hopefully it keeps going. So we gave out our awards. Shout out to everybody that won.
Right.
We talked about the injuries and all of that. We also talked about your boy Will Smith.
Oh no, not that boy. Wrong boy.
But yeah, before we slide out of here, man, you got anything you wanna add?
Man, I got one thing that me and you talked about. Off the record, we talk all the time, but the league better pay attention, man. If we get this pitching staff, maybe one more guy, you still got Albies that's coming back. And not only that, remember we talked about TK? Matt Olson got comfortable.
Yeah.
He didn't get comfortable.
Yeah, he's that walk in the house, take your shoes off, take your shirt off, put your feet up on the coffee table comfortable. That's where he at now.
I don't think he felt that was his team, but watch out.
Yeah. I totally agree, man. And I'm looking forward to seeing him get even better, man. I'm looking forward to everybody kind of picking up the slack, man, and hopefully that platoon in left field does the same. Only thing I gotta leave everybody with, man, is this: Will Smith must go. That's it. That's all I got.
Yeah. I don't
So,
want to cough everybody away. So yeah.
so yeah, man. As always, man, it's been a blast talking Braves baseball with
Yes,
you,
sir.
man. Everybody, thank you all for supporting us,
Yes.
watching us, the comments, likes, shares, follows. We hope you guys continue to do that and help us grow this thing. This is your preeminent place for all things Braves baseball. So
Oh,
spread the word.
yes,
Spread
sir.
it. On behalf of my co-host, Mr. Jermaine J.P. Powell,
Yes, sir.
myself, Tires T.K. Kennedy, this is the Chop Shop Podcast, your best outlet for Braves baseball. Thank you guys for everything. And as always, let's go Braves. Chop on.